I never wanted to be the tourist here. I wanted to understand Indian stories as an Indian. I mean, obviously I'm a foreigner, but I'm also an Indian. So by that I mean I have an outsider's inside perspective. I'm on the inside, but I'm still obviously, my training, my background, my experience is from the outside. So how do I bridge those two? And I think I'm not unique here. I think there is increasingly storytellers who have this kind of mixture of elements. You take somebody like Batra, who made Lunchbox. He's an Indian filmmaker, but he went to America. I think he was there for 7 to 9 years. He went to NYU Film School. He worked at different festivals there. And as a result, Lunchbox with Irfan Khan and Nimrat Kaur, hugely successful movie, was distributed in 90 countries around the world. It just came up on its 10-year anniversary. It's neither Indian nor is it European or American. It's a mixture of things. It resonated. It may not work for all Indian audiences. It doesn't attempt to. It didn't work for all American audiences. But he made a movie which was authentic to, it said something about India, but it said it in a way that foreign audiences could understand and love in many cases. It didn't get 90 country distribution by accident. It was a phenomenal movie. It may not be everybody's cup of tea, but he captured something with that. If you can do that, where you capture something true that you've seen and you've experienced, but you can tell that in a way that people can understand. And it's not just about cinema. I think a good example of this is, say, Veer Das. Veer Das is an Indian comedian through and through. He will never want to deny his Indianness. And yet, he can go and do literally a comedy tour across North America and play, at audiences in Chicago and make jokes about America as somebody who's visiting America. But he's saying it, with an open heart. So he's in America as an insider with an outsider's perspective. And vice versa. He comes back here and he does it. So there's a role, I think, increasingly, not just the filmmakers, but audiences are able to see things from within their culture, but also from a different perspective as well. And those kind of stories will only increase just because mobility is increasing, right? Again, migrants used to only go one direction, now they go back and forth. It may even be, in the past it used to be a person had a job for life, one job for life. Maybe they were a farmer, something like that. And then they might be with one company for life. Like you have famous examples, the Japanese would be with one company for 50 years. If you ask somebody who's 20, 25 years right now, how many companies, somebody who works in, marketing, how many companies do you think you're going to work in over the course of your career? No one is going to say one company. That's the past. They'll probably say, maybe 5 companies, maybe 3 companies, maybe 5, maybe 10. Maybe every few years I might move to another company, something like that. That's actually how things are happening now. That's with companies. In the past, I'm going to make the comparison here to countries. If you ask somebody who's 20, 25 right now, and you ask them and you say, how many countries are you going to live in your life? Yes, of course, people will still say 1. There will always be those people. But there will be more people than ever in history who say 2 or 3. I'm going to live in India, and then I'm going to go to school, and then go and do my postgraduate for 7 years in Germany, and then I'm going to go somewhere else. And maybe I'll be in my life, I can see living in 4 countries. That was not how it ever used to be. So the population or the audience is changing. And of course, the stories that they relate to will change. And I wouldn't say those are my audiences. I'm just saying that I am that person. Those are the stories that I'm interested in. I'm interested in the stories that will work in India and will work in America, both because that's who I am. And that's my goal. At least my inner metrics of success is if it works in these 2 countries, even if the rest of the world doesn't get it. If it's a joke that only Americans and Indians get, I'm okay with that.